getting airboats and actually chasing someone down in the swamps. I've never ever done this, no.
Are you ashamed? I saw you put your head down.
Well, the Orange County Sheriff describing a manhunt that led to the arrest of 2 auto burglary suspects. OnStar played a role in their capture. Good evening, I'm Greg Kerr.
And I'm Kelly Phillips. Thank you for joining us. Officers used a helicopter, horses, even an airboat to track auto thieves into a bayou and marsh. But it was the company OnStar that alerted investigators to a couple of Camaros stolen in Lafayette. They were parked at a gas station off of Interstate 10 and Simmons Drive in Orange. KFDM's Leslie Rangel picks up the story from that point. Leslie?
Police quickly arrested 20-year-old Daron Davis of Lafayette. The 2 other men, 20-year-old John Malbrough of Lafayette and 20-year-old Cleon Green of Broussard, Louisiana, ran into the swamp. Law enforcement officers went after them with help from an airboat company.
The search began on the westbound frontage road of Interstate 10. Police from Orange and Lake Charles and officers from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice used canines to go after the men accused of stealing 2 cars in Louisiana.
And I actually walked outside to the shop to check on some of my guys and looked through the shop and I saw some police officers running.
Sallie Haynes says the chase unfolded on the back steps of American Airboat Company. She's the GM.
I touched base with one of the officers to ask him if our home was okay. That part was fine.
The 2 suspects ran past her property through a marsh under a bridge to the other side of the highway. That's when Haynes says she became part of the action.
And it wasn't until about half an hour later that they came to the door and said, "Hey, we need an airboat now, let's go."
While Haynes made her way to the swamp with officers, the search continued from the highway. Officers searched for hours on horses, released more than a dozen hounds, and even landed a helicopter on Interstate 10. While officers on land locked their eyes on the swamp, the officers on boats searched the waters.
I had a boatload of officers, and going through that swamp, we went up and over cypress knees. We were on our side several times where I just had to floor it to kind of go up and over those trees.
Hour after hour until 4 hours went by, the men finally gave up and surrendered to the sheriff and Orange.Police.
But we got as close as what we could. Basically, we bailed out and went out in the swamp and got them and brought them back. They were pretty tired. They didn't really fight. They gave up pretty easy. It was just a matter of getting to them.
An easy ending to a manhunt, officers say, is like something out of a movie.
I usually don't talk a whole lot about work, but I'm sure they're going to ask about this.
Police in Orange are working with officers from Lafayette to learn where the men were going with the stolen cars. Reporting live in the studio, Leslie Rangel, KFDM 6 News.